Happy 4th of July. I'm happy to be here with you today and wish you a happy 4th of July. So, today it's going to be a short little episode, but we are going to talk about 4th of July type trivia, beginning with the top 5 American cities for 4th of July celebrations. Then I'll throw in some other Independence Day trivia. So there was a study that was done in the top 100 largest cities across America. And so they didn't include like the small towns and things like that. So the top 5 American cities just really does include cities. The 100 largest cities in America, they did a study and they studied all kinds of things. They studied the fireworks shows, the average food and beverage prices, hotel costs, weather forecasts, all throughout these 100 cities in the US, and to come up with the top 5 best places to celebrate the 4th of July. They actually came up with the top 100, but I only chose to highlight the top 5. So the top 5 across the country are Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York City, Las Vegas, and Seattle. And so basically they just ranked them in, the fireworks shows that they had, the average food and beverage prices, meaning that the ones that had the best variety and, some of the lowest cost for food and beverage. Same thing with hotel costs and the weather forecast over the 4th of July generally. So LA, San Francisco, New York, Las Vegas, and Seattle are the top 5. So I thought that was kind of fun. And if you want to Google and find out what all the top 100 were in order, then, you're welcome to do that. All right. A few more fun facts about the 4th of July. So each 4th of July, about 150 million hot dogs are eaten. That is crazy, but I feel like probably the hot dog and the hamburger are probably the top 2 things that are eaten on the 4th of July. 150 million. There we go. And the oldest Independence Day parade was held in 1785 in Bristol, Rhode Island. I don't know if you are a parade goer on the 4th of July. For years and years, I went to parades because my kids were in them. My son was in the band. I mean, sometimes when they were younger, they would be in different like dance groups or different organizations, sports groups, things like that would have a little float in our town parade. But then as they got into high school, my son was in marching band. And so they would always, of course, his marching band would always be part of our local parade. And then my daughter was a cheerleader. And so they would always be in the parades very often when they were both, because they're, different ages. And so, and their groups would be in different parades, towns close by. And so we would be running from one parade to the next to try to see everybody. So we went to lots of parades all while my kids were in, elementary, junior high, and high school. And now I don't go to as many parades because I don't have my people to watch anymore. But Congress made Independence Day a paid federal holiday in 1941. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but it actually seemed a little late to me, 1941, that it was a paid federal holiday. I would have thought it would have been sooner than that. All right, let's talk percentages. 57% of Americans own an American flag. So hopefully you are flying your flag if you have one today. And 32% of Americans planned to purchase patriotic merchandise for the 4th of July, which is always fun. I always like how even at the beginning of summer, you start to see a lot more patriotic stuff out on shelves. And 65% of Americans planned to attend a 4th of July picnic. And I am one of those. We are going to a picnic and even a rodeo tonight. So should be fun. Then let's talk about fireworks. Over 14,000 fireworks displays are held each 4th of July, and 42% of Americans attend a 4th of July fireworks displays. I'm guessing that doesn't include fireworks that you do on your own, because as a family, we don't always attend like a fireworks display that is put on by a city or whatever. We sometimes just do our own fireworks. We're able to buy and just do our own fireworks. which is really fun. So sometimes I would be part of that 42% that go to a fireworks display, and other times I would probably say no on that because we're doing our own. So it costs between $10,000 to $50,000 to host a municipal fireworks display. I have some neighbors that go all out and do a fireworks display always a couple of days before the 4th of July. And I think they probably buy $10,000 to $15,000 worth of fireworks themselves. I mean, they put a whole barrier around it. They do the fireworks in the street in front of their house, but there's not a lot of houses close by. It's a pretty open area, but they put a barrier around it, and they invite all the neighbors to come and just sit out in the yards and along the street close by, and they put on their fireworks display. I'm sure they spend a lot of money on theirs because it's really awesome. Okay. Favorite festivities. 65% of people attend a cookout, barbecue, or picnic. So before we were just talking about picnics, but cookout or barbecue or a picnic. 42% attend a fireworks show or community celebration. 14% go on vacation. And I would say that's probably pretty true from what I have seen. I mean, I have been doing this as a travel advisor for over 20 years, and I would say that's pretty true. I do have a fair number of clients that go on vacation over the 4th of July week, but it's not a super high vacation type of time because I think a lot of people just want to kind of stay close to home. And 50.7 million Americans said that they would travel 50 or more miles from home on the 4th of July this year. So if you're staying home, maybe you're just road tripping it, or we have some friends who go camping almost every year on the 4th of July, that kind of thing. So it might be 50 miles or more from home, but they're not really like going on an actual, flying vacation. But 4.17 million people travel by plane, and 85% of people drive around the 4th of July holiday. Kind of fun to hear all those statistics. That is pretty much all I have. It's just a tiny, short little episode. And happy 4th of July. However you choose to celebrate, have a safe and wonderful holiday. And thanks for being part of the 4th of July celebration. And we will talk to you in a couple of weeks. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I would invite you to like, share, or leave a review. Let's help grow our wellness travel community.